I'd like to call this meeting to order. I'd like to have everybody please stand and join me in the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, again, thank you for being here. Start tonight with a roll call of officers.
Supervisor Ronald Rico.
Here.
Trustee Barb Boyce. Here. Trustee Dean Morelli.
Here.
Trustee Barb Mulaney. Here. Trustee Greg Bickus.
Here.
Assessor Debbie Mason is absent. Highway Commissioner John Shalinski.
Here.
Collector Lance McCullough. Here. Attorney Gary Mueller.
Present.
All right, thank you very much. Everybody should have in their road and bridge agenda the minutes of the last meeting of June 10th. Do you need a motion to pass the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Barb Delaney,
I'll second it.
second by Bob Boyce. Any questions of the minutes for the highway? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, thank you. Moving on, we have the bills of $71,670.94. I do need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make the motion.
I got a motion by Dr. Boyce,
Second.
second by Dean. Raleigh? Oh, I'm sorry. I will, just to explain to the new trustees, I haven't got them 1 year, I can't really always tell which direction it comes from. To make sure I understand. Greg Bickus seconds that. Any questions on the bills for the highway?
I do have a couple questions, John, if I may.
Sure.
That Conrad street lighting
Yes.
and the Hudson Energy street lighting. I know that you do that Hudson Energy to save a little bit of money, is that correct?
That is correct. That's the idea.
Have you done any comparables to see if it changes?
We actually were looking at that last week, and I can let you know. I signed that every 2 years. We signed a 2-year agreement, and every 2 years we use Energy Me as a consulting group, and they recommended this would be the best rate. You're going to save all this money, but what we did notice is we're getting a bill for delivery from ComEd, and we're getting a bill from Hudson. So I think you're still saving money. It's just looking, it looks kind of weird, but I have not done a comparison.
I have a question. I know a lot of times a company will take over the whole bill.
Well, that's the way it was before I used Hudson, yes.
Okay.
So that's why we were kind of surprised, yes, we were kind of surprised that for the street lighting that it came in like it did. So I can definitely ask my Energy Me consultant and report back to you, absolutely.
Thank you. And then I did have a question on payroll.
Yes.
When your employees work 40 hours and you give them 40 hours and then overtime, how does that work? When they get overtime?
Overtime is time and a half.
Time and a half. So after 40 hours, is that how you?
Yes, it's been the highway department's, I guess, policy, I would call it, for a long, long time ago. Anytime they are plowing, it's time and a half, usually if it's not within the work day, because most of the guys are 40-hour week guys, even the what we call seasonal. Some people refer to them as part-time, but they're working 40 hours a week all summer. So, yeah, in general practice is over 40 hours. And we had quite a bit of overtime. Some of it that's being paid for by the city of Lockport. We volunteered not volunteered, they actually asked us to donate our 2 tractors and pull some wagons. One is for like the canal, what do you call that, where the mayor gives his little speech on
Canal days?
a tour, yeah, it's a tour of the canal. And then we're also running people, shuttling people from parking lots. Those are Saturday and Sunday. So I pay the guys out of our payroll and they reimburse us. The city will write a check and reimburse us. And that's at overtime. So you guys got it.
Just to clear the overtime, I know you said after 40, but is it after 8 or is it after a 40-hour work period or work week?
Well, the way the time cards are filled out, they're filled out like at the end of the week. So if I have an employee that, for example, we have to call him out tonight, let's say there's a storm and he comes out for a couple hours, cleans drains or something, that's
So
considered
anything after the
overtime.
hour work day, he's done.
Yeah, that's considered overtime, yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, John.
Sure.
Any other questions? Can I have a roll call, please?
Alberico?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Morelli?
Yes.
Delaney?
Yes.
Pickus?
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Any citizens here wishing to address the board for the road and bridge fund tonight? Seeing none, we'll go on to our highway commissioner's report.
Thanks, Ron. Not a whole lot to report. It's been so dry that when I walk out on my grass, you can hear it crunching underneath your feet. But the guys are cutting grass. I will tell you that the state I went to the highway commissioners meeting, Will County Highway Commissioners meeting, and the state has it's not mandatory, but they're asking us not to cut the grass on the sides of the roads. They're trying to preserve the butterflies. So they said if we must, I really like the grass cut nice on the side of the road. I think it just looks good. So what they asked us to do is maybe cut one side and let the other side grow, and then come back and kind of just alternate. So I thought that was interesting news. Again, it's not mandated, it's just something that they were asking us to try to do. Branch pickup has been going very well. We've gotten tons of branches. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. It depends if you're asking the guys that are picking up the branches or the citizens. But they're doing a great job. We have had a little issue with the truck. Last week they didn't pick them up till Monday and Tuesday. We had a fuel tank leak on the truck. Trucks are getting old, but we got a new fuel tank on, so we should be on schedule for this week for branch pickup. Other than that, we continue to cut down the dead ash trees. And we're having Homer do that. They do a great job for us. I think that's pretty much about it. We are putting together, I've been talking to the engineer, Bob Bonack, we're putting together a bid to do some more road work, and we'll keep you posted on how that goes. Absolutely, thank you.
All right, thank you. I have no other business unless the trustees have anything.
Yeah, I have one thing, John. The Thornton Road project's completely finished now, correct?
I'm sorry?
The Thornton Road project is completely finished?
Yes, as far as bills, we have one more bill coming in.
Oh, no, not those, I'm sorry. Yeah, I knew that was, but,
We still-
talked about
Excuse
that.
me, Lance, would you want to use your microphone? I think it's easier for
I'm
them.
actually working on here.
All right. On Thornton Road, we talked about that grading in some spots. I noticed some was done, but there's still maybe like 3 spots on the north side. Maybe if you go take a look at it. I noticed that there's a couple spots that are dangerously low where the rock should be brought up, like where the curb, it's not curbing, but, you know.
Yeah, we are going to grab with the shoulders. We have not
The
finished
shoulders,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just, but I did notice a couple spots in front of that complex that's right there, like apartment complex.
Yes.
I don't know if you did or not, but if you just take a look, there's really only 3 spots on the north side that are real dangerously, if someone was to go down in a car or a bike, it could cause death.
I'll check because I just sent the crew out there. I don't know how long it's been. I want to say last week they went out and they were hand shoveling it. We have a
I did see
particular-
some, yes.
Yeah, we have a particular, what they call a gravel spreader that fits on the back of the truck. It's very difficult to mount. So what they were trying to do is, once we mount it, we're going to go through the whole, even roads that we haven't paved,
Right.
the shoulders kind of sink. So, but I actually need to go
I
down.
just really like when they take a look at the one McGregor and Thornton, because if you take a look at that, that's almost 2.5
Okay.
drop, so.
And yeah, not only is it a safety issue, it helps keep the roads from crumbling on the edges too. So I'll definitely take it right out on my way home.
Thank you.
Speaking of McGregor, that project, is that a state project, McGregor?
The project that is being done from, what would that be, about Northern Drive to Walsh School there, that is I believe that's a city project.
It's a city project.
I've been getting a lot of calls and complaints because it's been really bad. I mean, the gravel, and I'm not sure why they haven't paved that yet. I've heard some rumors, so I'd rather not say, but
That actually is a state-funded project, so they got caught up in the budget ordeal.
I did get a letter where they said they're halting all that.
So I think they should be back on site now. So
Oh, good.
the Lockport City Lockport took care of their portion.
Right.
Now the state's taking care of theirs. So, but that's right. It's nothing to do with us.
Yeah, it was definitely a needed project, but yeah, I was getting a lot of calls because there was no pavement and a lot of potholes there.
All right, if I have nothing else, I'd ask for an adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
We got a motion by Art Delaney,
I'll second it.
second by Art Boyce. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's it. Moving on to our General Assistance Fund. Again, you have the minutes of your monthly meeting of June 12th, 2017. Need a motion to pass the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Bart Delaney,
I'll second it.
second by Barbara Boyce. Any questions of the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, thank you very much. You have the bills of $11,149.05. I do need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make the motion to pay the bills.
I got a motion by Barb Boyce.
I'll second it, Ron.
I got a second by T. Varela. Any questions of the bills? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Rico,
Yes.
Boyce,
Yes.
Morelli,
Yes.
Delaney,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Any citizens here wishing to address the General Assistance Fund tonight? All right, moving on to new business. I have no old business. Under old business, I do have your financial aid monthly breakdown in your packets. We have basically get down, I know you guys know how to read the packet by now. One on emergency, and 5 on general assistance, 1 on emergency assistance. We did have 2 new applications taken out, 2 were returned, and 2 from the previous month for a total of 4 applications. We are waiting for more information on one. One failed to provide information, and 1 on emergency assistance was approved, and 1 for general assistance was approved. Your financial aid breakdown the sheet is right behind that, kind of gives you an indication as to how many, what we handed out in gas, housing, electric, water, garbage, obviously no medication, fuel cards, and food cards. And that's monthly. As you can see, we added some cards, did by 25, or got new cards for the food. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. You know, it just seems like we're spending a lot of money to give away. Looks like the general assistance, we gave away about $1,800 this month, but our budget was $11,149. It seems like it's a lot of government to give away $2,000. I just don't know.
I don't follow your question.
It's more of a comment that I think that we in the budget next year, we have to look at how much we're spending.
Well, I'm going to see in your, if you go back to your bill sheet,
I can see where the money went, but if it was a not-for-profit to give away money, that's giving away about 13% and spending 87% on giving the money away.
the point well taken. All right. Any other comments?
I was just gonna ask one thing.
Sure.
Like I said, I think I brought up before, reference like the food vouchers. Maybe that might add a little bit more to what we're giving away, because I don't see that. I see where we purchase food vouchers, from Burkhart's there.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it appears that we're giving away some according to the financial aid breakdown. However, I don't know if that's being added into the total of money given out. Is that?
Well, I was just looking at the rent that was given out, the Burkott's food cards, and the the assistance for utilities, also what I added up.
Right.
It came to $1,800.
I know what you mean, I know what you're questioning.
I guess what I have to say here, though, is if a person is eligible for general assistance, by law, I have to give it to them. They get to decide how they want it. The food cards, gas, electric, housing, it's their choice. I can't deny them.
So it's the person's choice who applies. Okay, all right,
How they want them.
okay.
They apply. If they're eligible, they have so much they can get, and they can decide whether they want half of it in fuel, part of it in housing, part of it in their electric bill. It's their decision how they spend the money. I can't dictate them. That's state statute.
Right, Ron, like I said, I think we get that point, and like what Greg was saying, we see exactly what goes out for rent and what exactly goes out for the utility payments. And obviously, we're giving away some food cards.
Yes.
But it does say food, and it does say fuel.
Right, the fuel cards are $25 cards.
Okay,
You can see how many we handed out.
right, so is that added into the grand total? Like that bottom line, that 11,149.05, is that what's included in the fuel cards that were given out and the food cards that were given out?
You can see under rent, we gave out $750. Assistance, ComEd, NICOR, Waterworks, we gave out $316.
Right. So in food and fuel, what did we give out?
It looks to me like we gave out 3 cards for fuel and 4 cards for food, if I'm reading this chart correctly.
So I was just wondering if that was added into that total, like, so, we're giving out a little bit more, not much, but it's more. I don't know.
I don't know, I'm trying to make, we never gave out these before. I'm trying to make it clearer and clearer to you guys where this one is going. And every time I try to make it clear, you change your mind as to the direction you want.
Well, I'm not changing my mind, I think I asked the same question a couple of times, like, how much were the 4 food cards for?
And
And what is that total in the grand total of what we gave out? And simple question.
I would say under the June breakdown, that it would be included.
Okay.
And doesn't that look like the June,
Yes,
all
sure.
the way across there?
So that 775 is just cards we wanted to replenish that are going to be used in the
Right.
future. So we really didn't give that 775 away.
No.
But I just wanted to make the point that it seems like a lot of money to spend to administrate the fund.
So if you look at your general assistance budget sheet, it'll tell you exactly what general assistance is appropriated at, what was expended, the balance, what's to be approved this month, and then the balance at the...
I'm familiar, I went through that, yeah.
Yeah. So there's approximately $175,000 left in that fund for the rest of the budget year.
Any other questions? Nothing needs to be voted on there, it's just for informational purposes. Does anybody else have anything else for the general assistance fund? Hearing none, I ask for adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Barbara Laney,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, thank you. All right, moving on. We're at our senior agenda. Again, in the packet, you should have the minutes for the June 12th, 2017 meeting. I would ask for a motion to pass the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
A motion by Barb Boyce,
Second.
second by Greg Dickus. Any questions on the minutes? Hearing none, All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. You have the bills of $28,080.12. You should have a corrected bill list in there. First bill list was wrong. There was a bill list. There were some numbers just inverted under, I believe it was the Sprint bill, $428.70 was supposed to be $482.70.
Is that for the drivers, the Sprint that get cell phones?
Yes, the phone.
How many, is that,
We have 2 cell phones that they use,
okay.
one per bus.
I just have a question on the senior fund, the recapitalization page, with the outstanding checks, on the check number 1006 for 15.
Outstanding check for,
The check number 1006 for 15,500. What was that check for?
I couldn't tell you that right off the hand, but, having a checkbook in front of me, obviously, you can ask our bookkeeper what that was for.
But is this one of since this is an outstanding check, I just want to make sure this is not, we're not being asked to approve for this evening for the
No.
15,500.
So your bills, the senior agenda. Now, right behind your agenda list, the bills that are being approved tonight. The
Okay.
ones that are already written are for $14,225, mostly payroll, life insurance, and bills to be approved, repairs and landscaping, base plus.
Okay. Okay.
Any other questions on the bills?
As far as the landscaping, did we get the certified payroll from the company that did it?
I get, if somebody else for it, I'm sure I can do it.
Shouldn't we do that for all the
I don't
contractors?
ever have it, and put it in your minutes, in your package, the certified payroll, and exactly do. I know I always ask them to, be able to provide one, whether I ask for it or not.
You mean you did that?
Yeah, in there, well, we don't go bid, we don't go, for smaller jobs, like $5,000 jobs, but we don't have to go to closed bid. I still want it to be prevailing wage and make sure that all companies are able to provide prevailing wage and certified payroll. They tell me they can, and I don't chase after it. And you guys want me to, I guess I try to remember to do that too, along with everything else.
Okay.
Well, just common practice,
Okay.
like government.
Make sure that, I guess that would fall under your, when you put it in packets, when I get them approved, and they'd have to be.
So you're talking about certified payroll for,
The contractors that are hired, like, the only one question I asked for was like for the landscaping.
The flowers we had put around there for $3,000.
If the company has provided the work, if the,
No, I didn't ask him for it. I never really chased after it, and I didn't think it was necessary. Because, I know I asked him to be, to provide the minimum wage and be able to provide one. I don't know if that was a chase, except a small contract.
well, it's not really chasing it, it's just they're obligated, that is their job to provide it to you, so I would just follow up with that.
All right.
Ron, wasn't that the same outfit that did the siding?
Yes.
Right. So did they provide it? I know that was a big job, so I think.
Yeah, the company is the second job they did for us. And,
Right.
I know they're paying prevailing wage. can get a certified payroll. I didn't get a certified payroll for all the contractors that redid this whole building. But I know they're all.
I mean, just for your protection, and for the township's protection.
All right. All right, I will try to make sure that every contractor we get provides us proof of payroll. All right, anybody else have any questions on the bills? Did we get a motion in a second?
We do not.
I need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Motion by Greg Dickus,
I'll second.
second by Barb Delaney. Any other questions? Bills? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Alberico?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Morelli?
Yes.
Delaney?
Yes.
Dickus?
Yes.
All right, any citizens wishing to address the senior board tonight? All right.
Good evening, board, ladies and gentlemen. Terry Broaders.
Try to get up to that mic. I apologize, it's kind of short.
Now you got me doing stuff I don't know much about, Ron. I can speak loud enough, I think everybody in the room can hear me. I just wanted to make a comment on the last discussion on prevailing wage. I'm almost positive I watched the meeting on Channel 6, Ron, where the board talked about signing that agreement with the state. I believe that almost comes down to law, but the one thing I want to say about that, we have to remember the prevailing wage rule, folks, is to protect the guys like me, the middle, the guys that are trying to creep out an existence right now. So it's very important not to just the board members that asked about it, but to the residents that are paying for it. It's very important that we pay the prevailing wage. So it's not about, well, we'll do it now for now on out. Should have been done from the beginning and part of transparency and part of what we've been talking about now for the last few meetings. So again, it's just a comment. I hope it can help you, but I think the residents deserve that. I think the employees out there that are trying to, the landscaping is one of them jobs where some people are getting $5 an hour where it should be 15, right? So I just want to hopefully speak up for the people out there that are watching tonight to say, prevailing wage is important to the people that are doing the work. Thank you.
Well, I'm not at all saying that I don't believe that.
I mean, you're a union. I know you're a union guy yourself, Ron, so I appreciate that.
I just, when I hire a company and they give me their word, I've always been a man. I believe in their
But
word.
now with transparency issues, Ron, like Barb said, it's better to protect everybody.
Make sure that every contractor
Yeah.
from this point on, it has proof of prevailing wage, and they give me a certified payroll. All right, thank you. Any other comments tonight? All right, hearing none, we have the approval of the MJP leasing program for the bus. We did have a workshop on this on June 28th. We discussed it, we looked at this contract. I believe I gave everybody a copy of what we're thinking about doing. Basically, our two buses, just for the people in the audience and on TV, our buses are getting old. They're about, I don't know what year those are, they're about 4 years old. They're starting to creep up on miles. They are having a lot of issues with the buses breaking down. So I think it's time to replace the buses. We've looked at a couple of different options. We talked about the state maybe going through the PACE program and leasing buses. As you recall in the workshop, we discussed that and said basically all they're offering us are older buses at the time, and they couldn't even guarantee us when we'd be able to get our buses. So these are two new buses. And you guys know the prices, and the leasing program is going to come to about $3,000 a month. One little wrinkle I do want to bring up tonight, that since the government, our state government, did pass a budget on Thursday last week, I was notified this morning that all of a sudden PACE does have buses. So now PACE all of a sudden has buses they can give us. But talked to a lady from PACE today about it, and they gave me their rules and regulations and how it would run. I still feel pretty confident with this leasing program. The money is already appropriated for it, it's in the line item for us. We're going to be spending half of what we budgeted for the buses, so we're going to have 2 brand new buses, and we will be able to run our senior bus program the way we want to run it, as opposed to the way PACE dictates for us to run it. So I would ask for an approval of the MJP lease.
Well, I guess I would have a question, because back to the workshop, you had gave us a proposal of the amount for 1 bus or the amount for 2. What are you proposing,
The
1
2
bus
buses.
or
No,
2
the 2
buses?
buses. Both our buses are really cool. They're both the same year, and both got nearing $8,000. So I believe the base prices are going to come to, and I'm just going to round it off for you, but it's about $3,000 a month for 2 buses.
Ron, according to the information in my packet, there's 2 different proposals. There's one where at the end of 3 years we purchase the bus, and then there's the one where we just get trade-in value for the bus. Is that, am I looking at that right?
I think it's basically the same proposal. It's a kind of actually John was kind of indicating to me they do the same thing with their trucks, in that it's a $1 buyout at the end.
Right.
It's the same program, whether we buy it at the end, at the end of 3 years, we have that choice of buying the buses for $1. And then they're ours, and we don't have to make payments of $3,000. If they're in good shape and looks like we can get another 3 years out of them, or 2 years out of them, that might be the decision we make. Most of the times, from lessons learned through when Standard was running the buses, and the lady that does this for me, she's been in the bus service for a lot of years. They've always, at the end of 3 years, took that $1, turned those buses into a down payment for the new buses. So you get 2 new buses for 3 more years. So you're always ahead of the game. But that's a decision to make at the end.
Right. I was just looking, because one of them says, like you said, about $2,900 a month. The other one is about $2,324. So, I mean, do we get to choose which one we want?
I'm sorry.
Do we choose which leasing program we want? Should both these be in here, or did we decide on
No,
which one we're going to go with?
I'm a little bit, I thought I had this figured out myself. I thought it was the leasing program is $2,895.62. Where are you reading the other place?
2 pages after that in the packet, it shows the second option. One in my packet it does.
Where are you reading it?
This is the first option, that's what you did. Also has the other options in our packet. So they were both listed in there.
Yeah, I believe the one we were talking to, when Michelle, we were talking about, the first one of $2,895.63. But either way,
Well, I remember at the workshop, I think it was Trustee Morelli, did you ask that you wanted to get more information on the PACE buses?
I did, and I have looked into it, and like Ron said, because of the state budget, last year when we did approve PACE, there was no buses available, so we stayed away from it. Well, now they do have a bus available, but there are different criteria you have to go by, if you do go through PACE. So, it's whether or not we want to do their program or, handle it ourselves. And that's why we vote on it, I guess.
I have no information on the PACE program at
I was
all.
going to say, if we had a chance to look at the PACE program, came up since they passed the budget, I mean, I'd be more comfortable making the decision after I learn a little bit more about the PACE program. I don't know how all the other trustees and supervisors do.
Well, we did go through that whole PACE program before. It's quite a detailed program where they dictate as to who we can pick up. There's physicals, the DOT physicals, and all of us drivers that have to go through.
Every bus driver should.
Well, it depends, you know, our bus drivers we have retired bus people that are driving our bus that are older. I don't believe any of them will be able to pass that. It's very rigorous. So we replace all our bus drivers. And we couldn't replace them with older people part-time, we have to replace them with younger people. I'm sure nobody's going to want to work part-time. Unless it's senior time to go pass the physics, so that's too.
Ron, if the two new trustees want to see that PACE agreement that the board voted on, I would do have a copy.
Oh, I have a copy. Actually, I have a brand new copy of the new one too.
Oh, the new one, okay.
As of today, they brought me one today.
Okay, and then I have a question. This is a 10-page, I know this didn't come up at the workshop, but can we get away with an 8-passenger van instead of a 10? Or,
I'm sorry.
so this is a 10-passenger van that,
Yeah.
that National Auto Fleet. As a township, can we get away with an 8-passenger or?
Oh, can we get away with one? Probably. I don't know. You know, on every given day, it's depending on how many people are in the bus.
Yeah.
I know it's an 8-passenger. It's called a 10-passenger bus, but with the wheelchair, it does take a couple of chairs.
With one wheelchair?
And I know our seniors, the buses are.
What happens if we have 2 wheelchair people? Then we can't accommodate them? This is a 1 wheelchair?
Well, we have 2 buses. We try to get them, you know, we work it out. We can't have, you know, we do the best we can with what we have.
And then these are diesel, correct?
No,
they're gas.
Gas.
Denise, I did look into that. I spoke to the gentleman who's going to basically build these buses. He says what you have to look at, one of the things to consider is like after the 3 years, like the resale. Now, I know, like I said, Ron said, you know, we're going under the program, we're going to buy these for $1 and then turn it back over to them, kind of like a trade-in value. And he says that, like, you got to look at when you trade it in, like, you know, if it only had 8 seats compared to the 10 seats, you know, we're not going to get the value that we could get out of it as far as, I mean, that was one of the things he explained, because I questioned the same thing. Why, you know, do we ever have 10 passengers on the bus? You know, I don't know if we ever do. But there are reasons why to build it that way.
Thanks, Dan.
All right.
Well, I guess if there is a motion to approve this lease, I would just, I guess, ask at this point, ask my constituents if they would be interested in tabling it at least until 2 new trustees can look at the PACE program before we make our decision on this.
And I can do that and get that information. We could take that route tonight. My only concern is we are having, again, a lot of issues with our buses. And we have another bus that we just found out that's indicating that we have to replace, what did we tell you today? Injector. And we just had one fixed at about $9,000.
Right. So then that better be okay for you.
Well, it's another injector. They have a bunch of injectors in the bus, and we have another one going out on the same bus. I don't want to spend another $10,000 on this bus while we're playing around trying to figure out what we're going to do. Playing around figuring out what we're going to do for the last 6 months.
But I think we're not clear on really what we're going to do, so I would say table it, have another workshop on it, and let
All
them
right,
look
we
at
can table it
it.
again. You know, we can only kick this can down the road too long before we're carrying our people on our backs to their dialysis.
I think we're so unsure.
We do have a lot of instances right now that I know isn't really correct, but we're bringing them in our personal cars because our buses broke down. We feel it's important to get these people to their dialysis. So, if you guys want to table it, the motion's on the table to For the approval, if you don't want to do the approval, then I would entertain any motion you want to.
Do you need to rescind your movement?
I didn't, there's been no motion.
Okay. Then I would
I
just
asked
make,
for a motion.
okay, I would like to make the motion if we can, table this to the next meeting so we can have a little more information in regards to an option with reviewing the PACE program.
I got a motion on the floor.
I'll second it.
I got a second by Barb Boyce. Can I have a roll call, please?
Alberico,
No.
Boyce,
Yes.
Morelli,
Yes.
Delaney,
Yes.
Vickers.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. We'll table it until next month. Well, I'm not sure when we're going to have a workshop. I'll talk to our trustees again and see if we can get a date together, where they can all get together again. I have a hard time getting them all together one day. Everybody's busy. In your packets, everybody should have gotten the new brochures, just for informational purposes, and the brochures that we're putting out for passengers, people. We didn't. So thank you very much. We worked hard, did look good. We did get a thank you for the Lockport Township Park District thanking us for putting the bus in the touch a truck. Thing that they had last month. I have no other business in senior fund. I'll ask for an adjournment.
I have one question before we finish up. Can we get a report for the senior fund stating how many rides we gave? And I don't see in there, it says $2 a ride is what we're charging for the people taking the bus. I don't see any, is there an accountability of that, where that money comes in and goes to?
Yeah, we have an account. I keep it in the office. I've never done that to trustees before. You want me to?
I'd just like to see how many, do a quick little report, how many rides we gave. And,
I would ask you to please come into the office and ask Michelle. All the paperwork there, who rides, what they pay.
okay, thank you.
I'm trying to get away from having could produce that
Okay.
paperwork every meeting. You can see they're already getting pretty thick. Yeah, you're all welcome to come out there. It's open to the public. It's in public knowledge, so if anybody wants to know how many people ride the bus, it's on, you have it all in the office. So I'd ask for an adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
A motion by Greg Pickus,
I'll second it.
second by Barb Boyce. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. Moving on to our town fund. Again, you have the minutes in your packet, the monthly meeting of the June 12th. You also have the workshop that we did on June 28th. I would need a motion to pass the minutes.
I'll make a motion to pass minutes.
I got a motion by Greg Vickers,
Second.
second by Barb Delaney. Any questions of the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. We got bills of $98,632.13. I do need a motion, excuse me, to pay the bills.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Barb Boyce,
Second.
second by Barb Delaney. Any questions on the bills? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Alberico,
Yes.
Boyce,
Yes.
Morelli,
Yes.
Delaney,
Yes.
Vickers.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Any citizens here wishing to address the board for the town fund?
Good evening, Terry Broadhurst, one more time. I want to just step back one page here in the agendas. There was a comment made about buses being broken down and folks giving rides in their personal cars. That comment kind of scares me. Does that leave the taxpayers open for some type of liability if if we're giving rides in personal cars? I mean, and from that, and then to add to that, are there other options when our buses are down? Do we have like a can we have a PACE 800 number that we can refer people to so we're not putting the taxpayers at risk?
We usually rent a van.
No, I mean an emergency situation, if it goes down today and we got 12 calls. I understand we got to get our folks where they're going. I would volunteer to do that, but I also understand the liability factor comes in where if we're giving rides in personal cars, it's not covered under the umbrella of the township, all of a sudden it opens us up.
It is covered under TOI.
So they have a rider on the policy on their
The
vehicle.
person driving the car is an employee of the township.
No, but if they're in a personal vehicle of an employee of the township, they have to have a rider, wouldn't they?
I'm sorry?
So if you're right, if an employee of the township is giving rides in their personal car, their car needs to have an umbrella or a rider under the township policy to cover that. It would be covered under his own, but let's face it, if he's giving a ride through the township, their lawyer's definitely going to call everybody.
But
So
being they're a driver for the township, they would be covered under TOIs.
in their personal vehicle.
Their personal.
Okay, thank you. And the passengers also. That's the worry I have. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And again, that could have been done in senior.
And I agree, we need the buses, but we don't want liability to creep up on us either.
I know, that's why I'm trying to get some new buses.
I don't know if you also want to tell them that, you know, we also contribute to a PACE 7 Township dial-a-ride program.
So there is an option we can refer them to.
We refer to
That's kind of important to know, and for our residents out there to know that if they can't get that bus, they have that option.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Paula Leonard. I am a resident of the Fairmont community. And two things I want to address. The first is I was looking at the agenda today. I saw in the old business, the capping of the well. And I was at the last meeting listening to the different options. One option that I did not hear discussed was the possibility of keeping the well intact for possible future use as a heat sink for, I just lost, for a heat pump system, to be used as a backup or maybe a future heating system for the building. So it is something that's used more in the southern states. Normally in the northern states, it's something that can't be used because we get too cold. But an old well like that is a perfect heat sink for using that type of a system. So I just wanted to throw that out there as another option when you're talking about that. And my other thing that I wanted to address is I've been watching your calendar, watching for the water board meetings, and I just looked today, there is no water board meeting listed. And I noticed on the door here, there's going to be a workshop this Thursday, also not on the township calendar. Some of us don't stop and look at the door.
I will get that taken care of. Just so for everybody's knowledge, the water boards are always the fourth Monday of the month.
Fourth Monday? Okay.
It's always the
And I don't know who's responsible for keeping up the calendar on the website.
We did have a workshop on the website. We are trying to get everything updated on that right now.
Yeah, it is one of the ways that citizens
No, I
can
don't
really
agree.
find out what's going on
Yeah.
in the township. So, yeah, I just wanted to address
We
that.
did recently have a webpage
Okay.
hacked. So with that, we did get that fixed. We're working on trying to update everything now.
Okay, and is the workshop on Thursday open to the public?
Sure.
Okay.
It's a workshop. It's open to the public.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
just
why
wanted
we
to
posted
clarify.
it. So
Okay, thank you very much.
you're welcome. All right. Any other citizens wishing to address the board for the town fund? Seeing none, we'll go on to the assessors report. We won't have one tonight. She's not here. The clerk's report.
Thank you, Ron. So our wellness clinic, as I mentioned last month, will be held on Thursday, August 10th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. This is free to newborn to 18 years of age, and the clinic includes wellness checks and school and sports physicals. So anybody out there that needs a sports physical is usually, by about August, is when those sports physicals need to be done. Please take advantage of this free clinic for Lockport Township residents. I did attend and passed out the flyers for that clinic at Fairmont School. They had a Share Fest on Saturday from 10 to 1, and I did pass out flyers there. And today we received 3 appointments, so there is still space for that clinic on that date. Will County Clerk is looking for election judges, so if you're a registered Will County resident, you have to attend a 2-hour training class in order to be an election judge. You earn $135 plus mileage, and you do have to go to a training, that 2-hour training. So if you'd like to be an election judge, please contact Nancy's office at 740-4617. And that's all.
All right, thank you, Denise. Moving on tonight in the new business, or any trustees' comments or suggestions?
Oh, I'm sorry, Ron, I was gonna finish this.
Oh, hang on one second. Yeah, I'll let you go. You got it first?
This is an application for a special use permit from the Will County, and the property address is at 924 East North Street, and its zoning request is from an A2 to an R1. This is just for informational purposes. So the variance building area from 1,800 square feet to 2,460 square feet.
Sounds like he's looking for the bigger building on the property.
Further information. Okay.
All right, thank you. Suggestions or comments from the trustees? All right, moving on. Tonight we're honored here to have Rita Ficina from CASA. I'd like to have Rita come up and speak. Thank you, Rita, for being here.
First of all, I wanted to say thank you, and I like your new building. Very nice from the last, your last spot. Again, for those who may not be familiar, I'm Rita Ficina. I'm with CASA Will County, and CASA advocates for abused and neglected children in the Will County community. Last year, we served over 300 kids in Will County, and it cost CASA to do this job. We represent these children as guardian ad litem, so if there is not a CASA volunteer available to represent these children, the Will County has to assign public defenders to represent them in the juvenile court as their best interest. In the Lockport community, last year we served 11 children from Lockport, 16 from Romeoville, and 5 from Crest Hill. We were seeing a decline in cases coming into care. I don't know how many of you have been following some of the news reports, but when children were coming into care through DCFS, they were, due to state funding, a lot of them, they're remaining in the home as intact care. And we recently had the loss of a child a few months ago. And so now we're seeing that change, that we're seeing more of these children coming out of intact care and coming into care. And that is the role of CASA, is to be sure these kids are in a safe home, that they aren't harmed. These children really do not have voices, to speak up. And that's what the one-on-one CASA volunteers will provide for these children. With that, I am really excited to share with you a new partnership that we're working on developing in the Lockport community. And I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Mr. Carr and the Give Something Back Foundation. We've connected with Mr. Carr, and we're excited because he is also helping CASA with foster children. So as we work to help these children get in a safe home, advocating for them, Mr. Carr, what we're going to do as our partnership is his program, Give Something Back, assigns mentors to children with the potential to go to college to mentor these children at a younger age. If you can imagine being the plight of the children we serve, these kids sometimes don't have food or clothing, so they can't even comprehend the opportunity to attend college. So the part of Give Something Back is they mentor the children at a younger age. We're talking 8th, 9th grade. They'll enter the Give Something Back program, and they will be mentored to prepare themselves to go to college. Once they, and Mr. Carr is focusing on children in the foster care and with CASAs, so we will help direct the children to his program, and he will provide fully funded scholarships for these kids to attend college. And he has already given very generous donations to Lewis and USF, having money waiting for these kids to go to college. So this is really something for our community that we should be proud of, that we can not only break the cycle of violence, but also truly provide these kids an opportunity for a new start for their future. So I'm really honored to be part of such a program like that. And last of all, I did want to give one of my final thank yous. CASA does 4 annual fundraisers a year to raise funds so that we can help advocate, so that we can provide the services to the children we serve. We do a gala in the spring, and we just finished our golf outing. In October, we have a 5 and 10K run coming up, and in December, it's my second largest fundraiser. We do a train ride from Joliet into Tinley Park for families at the holiday season. And last year, Lockport Township provided their shuttle to help us, because in addition to the fundraiser, the Viking Lodge out in Tinley Park also provided their services for the whole weekend. So we've added, in addition to this fundraiser, where we have this huge Santa's workshop for families to enjoy during the holiday season when they're in Tinley Park visiting Santa. And it's like 1.5 miles, 2 miles out, and it's just difficult when you have grandparents and parents with toddlers trying to get, if the weather is bad. If the weather is nice, they can do fine, but last year we had a huge snowstorm, and it was unbelievably difficult for those families. And I'm here today to just thank you personally for the use of the shuttle and what it did for the families, being able to help those people on their special day getting ready for the holidays. So again, we're doing our fundraiser this December. It's December 2nd and 3rd. I put everything in our packet, and we would be greatly appreciative if you can provide that support again. It truly made a difference when that snow hit last year. I have to tell you that. So thank you again for all that you do, and if there's any questions, I would be happy to answer anything you have.
Anybody have any questions?
I don't have any questions, but I just wanted to thank you, Rita, for everything you and Cass do for children that are in need.
Thank you. This is really, when you see things and what these children endure, I'm greatly appreciative to our community. None of us can do this all alone, so we're all working together to make a difference. Thank you.
Your CASA group that I work with on the south side of Chicago is women and children. Are you primarily with just the children to help out with, or do you do women and children together?
Our mission and under state statute, we work with the children. We do direct services. Like we offer and help provide them direction to do their court-ordered services for the families, but our goal is primarily the focus of children. And right now, like I said, the main thing that I'm working on is that we need a memorandum of understanding between CASA and DCFS and the Give Something Back Foundation. So as you can imagine, I'm working through the technicalities of that. But once that is up and going, we're really excited for that opportunity for these kids. It'll be huge.
And the township was very honored to be able to help you Christmas last year.
Thank you. I appreciate your help.
And I'd like to thank this board for allowing us to use these buses. All right. The next on the agenda is the approval of the attorney and resolution number 2017-4. Everyone should have that in their packet. I need a motion to pass resolution 2017-4. For the attorney, it's to appoint an attorney, and I'm by state statute, the supervisor appoints the attorney, and the board of trustees approve the attorney. I want to appoint Gary Mueller. He's been our attorney here for a good number of years, since 1997. He's done us a good job. I'd like to retain him for the next 4 years. So I have that in the resolution, so I would ask for a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Dean Morelli,
I'll second it.
second by Barb Boyce. Any questions?
I just had a quick question to Gary, which came up at the workshop. In case something were to happen, you God forbid something happened, but is there some type of backup that you have in place to take care of your duties if something?
I have 3 different attorneys and 3 different law firms.
Okay.
They'll take over if I'm not there.
Okay. We didn't have the answer at the time, so.
No problem. No problem.
Can I just have one other question in regards to the statement in the resolution? Basically, it says, Gary Mueller and Associates has encouraged the township and the highway to retain separate counsel to review the terms of the employment agreement. Have we done that?
No, we haven't.
Have we ever done that?
No, we haven't.
But if it's being basically
Suggested by our council.
our counsel to do it, shouldn't we be doing it?
So you want me to get hire another lawyer to read it over this? Basically what we're saying.
Over the contract. It's a recommendation from the attorney himself.
Well, first of all, I have, I don't know how you guys want to do this, I don't care either way. You want me to hire another attorney to work at this one, and I'll need approval of another attorney.
If the city attorney would do that,
I don't know, I have to ask him, I don't know the city attorney anymore.
The city attorney that's current.
Again, I'm just suggesting it because our own attorney suggested it to protect the township.
Well, I'll take suggestions. You want to make the motion? We already have a motion and a second on the floor, right? That's a good point, Gary.
What was the question exactly?
Well, basically, it's a recommendation, our own attorney, Mr. Mueller, encourages the township and the highway, because the highway commissioner as well as the township have Mr. Mueller as our representation, is to hire another attorney to review the contract. And I asked our supervisor if we had done that, and he said no. And I asked if he's done that in the past, and he has said no.
I did get this email to me at the beginning of this week, so I don't believe I really have time to hire another attorney. If you guys want to table it again, I mean, we got to do something. We got to make some decisions here. We can't just table everything every night. We get together.
I'm just trying to get all the information before I make my decision. Because if I would have had all the information, and I would have been tabling it.
Well, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions? Ask for a roll call.
Alberico,
Yes.
Boyce,
Yes.
Morelli,
Yes.
Delaney,
No.
Biggest.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. We'll retain Gary. I will sign the contracts.
Congratulations, Gary.
Yeah, thank you, Gary, for the work you do for us. Next is the approval of the accountant. Again, we had Warner Rogers doing our accounting here at the Township since 2005. They're one of the top-rated accounting firms in Will County. I know they do most government agencies. I did this out tonight. I finally got something. Mr. Myers is a partner in the firm, telling us what he does and what his hourly rate is. It's $127 per hour. He does the town additional stuff because of we have some questions with QuickBooks and situations that come up. They do a lot of extra work for us. They do our general assistance, our road, our senior, our water department. So I would entertain a motion to approve the account for next year.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Barb. What's?
Second?
Second by Barb Delaney. Any questions? Can I have a roll call, please?
Alberico,
Yes.
Boyce,
Yes.
Morelli,
Yes.
Delaney?
Yes.
Pickens?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. I did ask Dave Myers, the accountant, to be here at our next meeting. He's going to be here at our next meeting with our audit from last year, to go over it with us. And we'll be able to see the audit and hand them out. He's putting them together right now. As soon as I get them, I'll get them to you. As soon as I can, so you guys can look through them, and then we'll have you at the next meeting. We'll have it on the agenda to approve our audit. Next on the agenda is a community garden packet that we received last month. I'm sorry, last month I guess it was. We had a workshop, and we talked about this. There's a group from the community that wants to put a community garden. Ed Baraka is here today to talk to us about it. He couldn't make a meeting last time, but we did have a discussion on it and talked about it, and we felt we should put it on the agenda tonight for approval. These two come. Hey there.
Hi, my name is Eddie Duraka. I'm just with a group called Seeds Community Garden. It's just formed with volunteers. We're a volunteer-based and funded and fundraised just ourselves, and our main goal is to provide, to have a garden, but provide whatever we yield from the garden to the food pantry. So that's what we do. We're asking to, use land out here. We started in 2015. We came together. At that time, this was Parkview Christian Church. We had some of our volunteers go to this one, as well as Orland campus, and we partnered with them in 2015. We had the first season of the garden out here, and then everything that we grew went to the Lockport Fish Food Pantry, and as well as All God's People Homeless Ministry downtown Chicago, or in Chicago.
Basically, what they're asking is if we start a money for garden this fall and get it started. They gave us a diagram of the space they would like to use. We've walked it out, looked at it. I think it's going to be a good opportunity for the township to work with these gentlemen and this project. And does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask? If not, thank you. We'll put it on, we'll vote for it right now and see how it takes. So I would entertain a motion to approve the community garden project.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Barbara Delaney.
Second.
Second by Greg Pincus. Can I have a roll call, please?
Alberico?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Morelli?
Yes.
Delaney?
Yes.
Pickens?
Yes.
All right, motion carries. We'll start working on that, get together with you, and start planning things out for you. I'm excited about doing it. Next on the agenda is the limestone feeder group. I don't know if you guys want to come up and talk again, or I know we did.
We're going to do the whole pitch. I might have 30 seconds just to agree on. We didn't mess up. Sorry. My name is Luke Janchenko. I'm the executive director of the Limestone Stage Theater project at the Gaylord Building. Most of you, I think all of you, were at the workshop where we kind of talked about what we do with the community and how we're a truly community-based organization. We were founded back in 2014 as a project of the Gaylord Building. Today, just to answer any questions that may have been out there, we brought the entire executive board that was here before, as well as the executive director of the Gaylord Building, was Pam Owens, just to answer any last questions that may have popped up after the workshop. As a quick reminder of what we're hoping to do with the building here is we got a big stage behind you. We want to put a show on it. We want to do a big one. We want to be able to do a community theater presentation of It's a Wonderful Life. And we have worked out a way to do the rights and found funding. And You know, as the information shows in your packets, there's a lot of things that we're trying to be able to bring in just to the facility here, not just people. But we want to be able to, you know, set up your lights for you and use the space to its fullest potential, and really showcase it for what it is. It's such a cool building. We'd like to, you know, be able to come in here effectively November 1st, start doing some basic rehearsals, and then run a show first week of December.
All right. Thank you very much. We did have a workshop on this, and we discussed it. There's a lot of benefits to the township, I feel, also, with the help putting the lights together. And we may have issues with our microphones. We've been talking about that. You might be able to help us with.
We got a guy.
You guys know the technology that we have. But, it's my feeling, and I can't speak for the whole board, but the whole idea of getting this building was to give back to the community and work with the community, have an opportunity for the community to do things and use this building. This is a perfect example of one of the opportunities. So I would ask for a motion to approve the Limestone Theater Group.
I will make that motion.
I got a motion by Barbara Boyce.
I'll second that.
I got a second by Barbara Delaney. Let's have a roll call, please.
Alberico,
Yes.
Boyce,
Yes.
Morelli,
Yes.
Delaney,
Yes.
Vickers.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to start getting some scheduling together.
Yeah, it got terrifying fast. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Lockport Homer Group.
I'm here to represent if you have any questions.
All right. Is there anything you want to get up first and say, or should we just, I think we did discuss it.
Right, I don't really have anything prepared, but I'm happy to talk for a quick minute. My name is Jessica Connors. I am the director with the Youth Theater. And first of all, I have to say I'm overjoyed that we're at a meeting with another arts company here for the community. That doesn't always happen, and we all know how underrepresented the arts can be. And Angela Adolph and the Youth Theater have done 3 seasons here. I've been on board for 2. I have loved serving the community and working with the kids and the parents and bringing everyone together. I have received emails and comments about how appreciative that the parents are that we are offering this to the children and the people that come from the community to see our shows. The outpouring is just not something that we expected, and we want to be able to continue to offer that. And our space has been unreliable. And Mrs. Adolph was thrilled when she came here to see her space, couldn't get back to us quickly enough to tell us that we had this opportunity in front of us. So I just wanted to express all the appreciation from the whole staff that you are considering allowing us to use the space so that we can continue to offer our program to the community.
Again, we discussed this at the workshop, and basically they want to use the facility here about 2 or 3 days a week for a couple of months. Early afternoon, just basically for rehearsal. They're not going to do the play here because their plays draw too many people and this room isn't big enough. But I think it would be a great opportunity. Again, I have to just repeat what I said. This is what this building is for. It's an opportunity to give back to the citizens. This whole bottom floor is for the citizens' use. So I would entertain a motion to approve the Lockport Homer Youth Group team.
Make the motion.
I got a motion by Barbara Boyce.
Second.
I got a second by Greg Pickus. And I have a roll call, please.
Alberico,
Yes.
Boyce,
Yes.
Morelli,
Yes.
Delaney,
Yes.
Vickers.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Thank you very much. We'll have to get together and start getting some scheduling.
Absolutely, we're very excited, thank you.
All right. Next on the agenda is Township Supervisors of Illinois Educational Workshop. There's going to be a workshop down in Bloomington, Illinois on
Friday, August 11th.
the 11th of August. I'm kind of entertaining the idea to go down there for the workshop. So I'm asking for approval for me to go down to Bloomington. go down the night before and stay overnight, and go to class and come back the next day. I do need approval for this, I need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Barb Delaney,
I'll second it.
second. Any questions of this?
Ron, are you gonna, just go, you're not gonna have anybody from your office attend?
No, I think I'll just go.
I just think that this is really important, and it's all important, but a walk through the TOI website, I don't know if that's, has anything to do with what we have been discussing lately about updating our township website, but this may give you a lot of good information to bring back for, updating our website.
Well, I'm gonna, I'll be there
So bring back some good stuff.
best I can, yeah. I could offer it, I mean, I only asked for approval for me to go, but I guess it doesn't specify the number. If you want to put two in, I can ask, Chris Richey Hall, who's gonna be doing our,
Yeah, if you think it's an advantage, Chris,
I can ask her if she'd like to go. Either she can go or,
Oh, because it
the
does
other
say that
comment I was gonna
there
make
is,
though.
GA on here too, so.
Yeah, she does have
maybe-
GA, and she's our, but she's pretty well versed, she's been doing GA
No, I-
for a lot of years. She could probably teach the class. But, I will bring this up to her, so I'll ask for approval for two. The only other comment I would make though is I'm not going to send for registration, obviously. I'm gonna make the decision before August 1st. I'm not gonna pay for it, I'm not going, obviously. I may change my schedule. But I will, I ask for approval for two of us to go down to Bloomington for a meeting.
I'll make that motion for two.
There's a motion by Barbara Delaney, second by Barb Boyce. Did you want to?
Oh, we already had this, yeah, we already had this second. We already had the motion.
Okay.
Two, I guess. So, any other questions? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Rico,
Yes.
Boyce,
Yes.
Morelli,
Yes.
Delaney,
Yes.
Vickers.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. All right, next on the agenda, that's all we have for new business. I'm going to go into old business. We have a resolution from last month that we tabled, 2017-3, the IMRF participation for elected officials. We clarified as to how many hours we're supposed to have on here. The ones that that are involved in IMRF are the supervisor, the clerk, and the assessor, and the highway commissioner at this point in time. The trustees, I did explain to them that in order to be part of this IMRF participation into the retirement fund would be, they have to prove that they're working over 1,000 hours for township business every year. They have to document it, and that'd be a pretty hard thing to do. So I asked them to all sign a waiver, which they all have. They refused it. So basically, the question last month would be for 600 or 1,000 hours. Since we were all grandfathered in at the 600 hours, we passed a resolution at 600. Should something come up and we have to replace a supervisor, clerk, or assessor, or highway commissioner through the next year, we'd have to pass a new resolution for the 1,000 hours for just that.
So just so you know, we do have a 1,000 hour resolution.
Yes.
IMRF does have that, so
Right.
that is for any
New,
yes.
I mean, that's why I'm saying that for 1,000 hours.
Yeah.
New somebody new.
Yeah, so
I guess that's-
IMRF still, we do have that resolution.
Yes.
I did find it, and IMRF does have it, so now
Yes.
this will be filed with
Right.
IMRF.
So I need a motion to pass the resolution.
Does this take place in the 1,000-hour limit?
No. No, this is, they
Just-
need a 600
That's fine.
hour
Yeah.
one for people that were grandfathered.
Yeah, you were already involved in it before we changed it to 1,000.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Dean Morelli,
Second?
second by Barb.
Barb.
Second by Barb Delaney. Any other questions of the resolution? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Rico,
Yes.
Boyce,
Yes.
Morelli,
Yes.
Delaney,
Yes.
Vickers.
Yes.
All right. Next on the agenda, capping of the well. We already made a motion and passed it last month to cap the well permanently. Since that time, I've had conversations with a couple of our trustees who have indicated to me that they may think we have made a mistake. So I told them I would put this back on the agenda for discussion and for a new vote if that's what we choose to do here tonight. So basically, and if you remember last month, we talked about the three options that we have, and I didn't send the letter again in your packets, but I made myself a copy, I thought. I can find it. But anyway, we have three options to either permanently close the well, which we voted to do, temporarily close the well, half the well, or put it to use. So, like I said, I've had some conversations. I've checked into a few things. Okay, here's the letter right here. I did have Simpson Well and Pump come out today. They gave me an idea as to what we could do, basically. And this is just his side of the bill, and he just came out to give me an estimate as to what it would cost. He's got $2,300 on his part of the work. Now, there'd be other projects we have to do first. We have to have a plumber come in and bring the pipe up to the well. We have to have an electrician rewire the well, because when we remodeled, I believe they tore out the wrong wire. So I'm figuring probably another $3,000. We're talking about a $5,000 project, get our well up and running in a spigot outside. Rough estimate. We could do that. We could temporarily seal the well off and make that decision down the line, or we can stay where we are and keep it permanently sealed. So I would ask for
what was the time frame that the county gave us that we could, until we had to make a decision?
Well, to be quite honest with you, this letter came, and it is dated May 26th, the end of a month ago. And we, I believe it said somewhere in here, 30 days to comply. But she had indicated to me that this is a date that they gave us, and they will extend it for us. They just want us to make a decision. So this is just a prompting to make the decision. I did call her and left a message that we voted to permanently close the well, that there was some discussion afterwards, and now we're going to re-vote it. I said, if there's a problem, give me a call. She's never called me back, so I think we're well into the timeline as to, but we just can't keep it down. We got to make a decision which way we're going to go.
Well, what was the discussion that I guess a few other trustees changed their mind or they had questions on?
Mr. Bickus called me.
At the last meeting, I was under the assumption that they wouldn't allow us to have the well, and the city actually wouldn't allow us to have the well and the water service from the city coming into the building. In my experience in the past, and even at homes throughout Fairmont, if you had a well and you were connected to the city water, one of the well had to be kept. But I talked to the city seemed to have no problem with us keeping the well if we were going to use it for watering grass or for the garden. But like I said, at the last meeting, I thought that even the expense of that wasn't going to save us $5,000 in water bills. If we're going to have to pay $5,000 to get this back in service, is it going to save us anything like firing that well up again? So that, I didn't know how much the estimates would be. It seemed like that was a little high number to put a well back into service.
5,000.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the, $2,000, $2,300 is Simpson's well.
Yeah.
They gave me. I'm just guessing off the top of my head, an electrician's and a plumber's going to cost us to put the spigot in there. But I figured maybe about the same, so maybe but I'm just guessing. That's not, do not quote me on that.
Yeah.
That's our estimate.
Would you want to get another estimate from somebody else?
Well, do you want to table this again? Is that what we're...
Well, I would say that...
We have to make a decision.
No, I know, but I would say that, let's get a price. Because I'm one to change my mind also. Like I said, when we initially talked about using the water for the garden, we thought it was a good idea. But then we thought, you can't do both. But now if the city's allowing us to, let's find out how much it would cost. I think it's a good idea to keep it open. Now, I'll make a motion to change the capping for sure.
If they can get the well up and running, we're gonna need an electrician, I'll donate my time to put a soak in on the outside of the building, I'll donate that to the township.
You also have to do copper line to get down to the 3/4 to get in.
Yes.
And, I don't know, that,
My suggestion would be, and I thought I kind of made that in the last meeting too, is, you know, one of the options were to
temporarily.
future, and we have an option. So you don't have to rush out and go get it, and if it seems to be the water bills are too high, then we can go to the well.
Right now, I'm sorry.
No,
Right now, we're capping the well permit. That was the vote, we all voted on it, I'm the only one that said no, or passed on it. So, it passed. Do we want to rescind that, I guess is the
I would
motion
make a
tonight.
motion to rescind that vote.
And I'll second that,
Okay,
rescind that vote.
let's make that a motion in a second. Is there any other questions on that?
Ron, you know what our water bill is per month with the city? I mean, is that written in the budget?
No, I don't, not over here.
All right. That's it.
Okay, we have a roll call on that motion.
So we have a motion by Dean Morelli to rescind the previous motion from the last meeting by Barb Dolan. Alberico?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Morelli?
Yes.
Delaney? Yes. Bickles?
Yes.
Okay, now we're back to square one. Do we want to make a motion to permanently seal the well, temporarily seal the well, or put it back into use?
I think overall that we could wait one more month, get some more information, everybody gets it. I understand, you know, that we're putting things off, but we need to be more informed before we make the decision, so we don't have to rescind another vote.
Again, and that was my suggestion, is the temporary close.
That's
so
what
they
that
have
was
the
my
answer.
original thing,
And
like
then you
you
guys
guys
can
do,
always
is
come back
temporarily
and
seal
make
the
a
well.
decision.
We have all the time to do it, to decide what we're going to do.
But you have to give the county an answer.
We have to give the county an answer.
Well, if we have to give the county an answer, then I would make the motion to temporarily close it till we get all the information.
You know
That's double money.
You know what it curtails to the temporary close?
That's double money.
You know, if we're gonna pay the temporary
Wait a month.
close and then a month later open it up to water the garden, that's the only issue I'm looking at. Why? I mean, I'm sure it's a cost, temporary close,
I'm sure it's going to cost.
but, right.
Wait a month.
Greg said, you know, I mean, I don't know if another month matters. I mean, if it's gonna be under 5,000 to get it up and running, because we've already approved the garden, and they're already talking about, you know, moving forward with that and using water. I mean, I would.
My thought is, and I'm guessing about that price, but you know, I can't give you concrete prices right off the top of my head. And, you know, I got the 3 plumbers, and 3 electricians, and they don't come and answer my questions right away. I bet you know, give me the answer.
Motion to table the decision till you get all the more information.
So you want me to get 3 bids for electricians, 3 bids from well companies, seal it? Is that what you're asking?
Well,
We're wasting money. It's
I'm not-
temporary.
I mean, I made a motion that we get it up and running.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, I got a motion to go up and run, second. Any other questions? We have a roll call, please.
Alberico?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Morelli?
Yes.
Delaney?
No.
Bickles?
Yes.
The motion carries. I'll let the city know that we're going to put it back in its intended use. And just as a side note, for your information, to put it into a heat pump, that would be its intended use, and maybe if it's feasible.
That would just be another option down the
Yeah.
road, but for capping it.
That would be fall under
temporary.
that intended use.
Are we gonna repipe the building for hot water heat then? You gonna repipe the building for hot water heat?
No.
How are you gonna get the water out to the garden? Who's gonna pay for that?
I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know how thermal heating.
Our well's up in the front, right? So I mean, the garden's in the
Right on the
back.
side of the building.
Oh.
Right where the
All
garden's gonna
right,
be.
motion's been passed, or we'll move on. Under old business, I just wanted to bring up a few things. Canal Bays, we did, our bus did go through the Canal Bays parade. It was a very nice night, and everybody was happy. Everything turned out pretty good. We always have a good time at Canal Bays. It always turns out really good. I did want to say we did have the open house here last month. We did have a real good turnout, I thought, for the advertising that we did. I meant to put together a cost on that. I don't have it, but I know we capped it at $4,000. I believe it was under $1,000 for what we did. It's minimal. I gave everybody who's going to the TOI workshop their information. We got 4 people going. That's this Thursday. I did get a letter or email this morning, actually this afternoon, from our governor. This runner wrote me an email. I don't think it's really from him though. About the prevailing wage ordinance that we just passed. The Illinois Department of Labor has reviewed the prevailing wage schedule that was published on May 26, 2017. These rates took effect on June 5th, 2017. Following the review, we corrected some of the rates in your county. We have posted the corrected schedule and have revised items that have been highlighted in our rate schedule. Please notify the contractors engaged in public works by your agencies of these corrections. So there.
Is it posted online, Ron? That we can
Yeah, I just received the email.
Okay. So
I imagine the prevailing wage is posted
okay.
online.
So the clerk's office will pull that up and make that part of the program.
Yeah, that'd be great, yeah. So they miscalculated something, they did update it. I did receive a thank you from Joliet Hospice for the yearly funding rate that we give them. I also got a thank you from the Bridges to a New Day for their funding that we usually provide to them each year. We did get a letter from the Fish Pantry, Lockport Fish Food Pantry, thanking us for the approval of the building. The food pantry will be moving in next door, so we're working on that right now. They did send us a nice thank you letter. Other than that, I don't think I have too much anything else. I just did want to say, I want to make a statement. Yes. I just think it's important to reflect as to how far this township has come. And just 2 years ago, this township had a dream. And now we have a new building, we have a community center, we have a food pantry. I think it's really important how much we've moved forward in the last couple of years. Tonight, we approved a partnership with 2 theater groups and a community garden. I'm going to start a dialogue with Meals on Wheels. Soon, Gary, I want to talk to you before you leave on that. I'd like to thank the residents of this township and the board, this board, the past boards, for having a foresight of seeing the possibilities of what we can do. I think it's a wonderful thing. We've come a long way in 2 years, and I'm very proud of what this board's accomplished. So that being said, I have nothing else. If anybody else wants to.
Yeah, I just got one thing, and maybe I should have brought it on a new business. I've had a couple of people bring up to me, reference our meetings and the television. You know, now that we're not broadcasting live like we used to at Central Square, what I don't know if our video guy can help us out here. You know, because I see our mics are off. I know we don't have enough mics. I mean, are we in the process of moving forward with equipment and or bettering our, you know, our basically TV?
Batteries are low on all these, they keep shutting off.
Really?
Yeah.
They're all,
I was in charger up until this morning. So. All right.
I just know, like I said, I know we don't broadcast live, correct?
Right.
Right. So this is recorded by our gentleman here, and then it's.
Well, basically, as a township, it's not, I don't want to say this, I don't want to blow it off, it's not our responsibility to broadcast live or to broadcast these meetings. It's, we donate every month or every year to the community cable. So they do come and film our meetings. When we're at Central Square, we had the ability of going live because building, you had all the technologies to do it. It's my thought that someday that I would like to get the technologies up in here so we can broadcast live, but it's about a $40,000, $50,000 project. And I think there's other priorities first, like getting the well, like getting our seal coating, which I forgot to bring up tonight. I do have bids in for the seal coating. We have a garbage thing, we have a food pantry moving in. I have to get certified payrolls now, so I'm, trying to get a lot of things done.
We have to do overnight. I just thought that, because I know we also have gentlemen recording, and, it's hard for the audience to hear at times and stuff like that.
No, it's my intention. When the building was being designed, I was told that we were going to have 9 mics, because I wasn't thinking ahead. I guess we have 9 board members. They gave me 8 mics. I don't know why. We ordered 9. They told me they come in packages of 8. I want 8 more. If I want 1 more mic, I've got to order 8 more at a costly price. So I said, well, let's move in the building. We'll deal with it. So that's where we're at right now, sharing mics. I would like to get another system of 8 mics. Again, that's more money. It's everything. Nobody's donating microphones or systems here, so I'm sure I'm going to have to go out and get bids. I'm going to have to do a lot of legwork on it, so you're going to have to be patient. Or I need somebody to step up and do it. Our trustees can do it and bring it back to us, and we'll get it done. But if I've got to do it all, I've got to make my priorities. And right now my priorities are my senior bus, the food pantry, Meals on Wheels, and these theater groups coming in here, and trying to keep this building on a day-to-day running. But no, I'm well aware that we don't have enough mics, and I'm disappointed that they didn't last tonight, because I was told I could go ahead and turn them on for all day long, and they'll last all day long on a charge. I had them off all day, I turned them on when we got here, and they're out already. So, I wish I was a technician. I wish I knew I can, do it. I could tell you how to paint this sucker. And I was a painter all my life.
Ron, and just to clarify, that the board voted on the use of the theaters, community garden. Now, will you be giving them short-term leases then to sign?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I know we talked about giving that building committee. So will everything then come down to the clerk's office? Should I be making a separate folder?
Well, you know what? I would prefer that you keep it. I was just going to put a file together and keep those checks in there. Actually, I would prefer that you keep them.
Well, the clerk's office should be the
All right, then I will send it
So I
all
just
out
want to
to you.
make sure that that's clarified.
Okay.
Get that correct.
I do have, last month we approved
Together.
6 meetings with the college.
Okay.
And they're going to come in, their proof, actually, I think I got the proof of insurance today on the email. But, yeah, I'll send it all down to you. Sounds good to me. Other than that, I don't believe I have anything else for tonight. I would ask for an adjournment.
I'll make the motion.
I got a motion by Barb Boyce.
Second.
Second by Barb Delaney. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much, everybody, for your patience, and have a wonderful night.
Board, if I have your attention.